Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to another movie review of the Steven Seagal direct-to-video films. And now I'll be reviewing of the 2013 one, Force of Execution. Now, even though Steven Seagal says he's the lead of this whole, but he's not really not. It's more of Bren Foster more in the lead role. Now, Bren Foster, he was the last one I did was of Maximum Conviction with Seagal and Stone Cold Steve Austin, which I did not. That's another one I did not mind. But Bren Foster, he was in that, and it shows he's a decent martial artist. You know, more of the moves he's done. Okay, and here I thought one thing I had to say about Bren Foster, his acting is not great though, but when he does kick it into gear with his martial arts. Okay, I like that. But his acting is not that much though. But martial arts, good. And like I said, Steven Seagal, he's not really the lead in this movie. It's more Bren Foster. Like he's like in and out, you know. And then you got Danny Trejo. What's the third film with Seagal with Machete and then Urban Justice. And then you got Ving Rhames, who's pretty much he's the main bad guy in this film. Which I like Ving Rhames. I do as an actor. From when he started in the Mission Impossible films, and then from Pulp Fiction, and then of course the Dawn of the Dead remake. Well, he was in the Day of the Dead remake. That was don't get me started on that one. But well, it's not big. It was not Ving Rhames' fault. It was just the cast choice. But I like Ving Rhames as an actor because he's pretty much the main bad guy of this film. I mean, Steven Seagal in this film he plays a crime lord, but you think he's kind of a good guy. You know, it's like wherever he wants to be in and out, bad guy or good guy. You know, so but it's basically Ving Rhames. He's the main bad guy in the film. But again, for Steven Seagal, he's a crime lord, but he wants to be he's a good guy or he's a bad guy. Good guy, bad guy, you know, and there's which one or whoever's the lead in this. He doesn't want to know which one who wants to play the lead in this. Either him, Bren Foster, you know. And then also, despite all that, this film got 2 more movies. Which the next one I'll be doing, got a prequel to this, which is of this one, A Good Man. And then it got a sequel in 2015, which was called Absolution. So this film got 2 movies, a prequel, which is this one, which takes place before this film, and then the sequel afterwards, Absolution. But this is the next one. This is very boring than this one. I mean, with this film, okay, I'm not really a fan of this film. I don't hate it as much though, because there is a couple things I did like about it, but it is still a rant though, so overall still don't like the movie. I mean, Ving Rhames I like, Danny Trejo, I mean, Bren Foster, his martial arts I like. Steven Seagal, acting wise, is tolerable, like I said, with the maximum conviction. But like I said, I've seen his performances from the past are a lot worse than this, though. So he's average in this movie. And also, the thing is, okay, I guess this was the start of him because from like here, although not accepting Gut in the next another one after upcoming one called Gutshot Straight. Other than that film, this is the film where Steven Seagal started having the goatee. You know. Okay, but it's a different kind of look for Seagal, having him with a goatee. I mean, last time I saw him with any facial hair is when he had the beard at the beginning of Hard to Kill. That's when he had the beard. But okay, having the goatee, okay. Yeah, but this is the film that was the start of him having that goatee. I mean, except for the upcoming one, Gutshot Straight, which he's had nothing though, but still. But the rest of the films afterwards is when he had the where he has now is the goatee now. But And it also is once again directed by Keoni Waxman, who's been directed other ones he did from A Dangerous Man, then A Maximum Conviction, and then Kill Switch. Was it Shadow Man? I forget, but yeah, he's using Seagal more also afterwards. I mean, including the next one, the prequel, and then the Absolution, A Good Man and Absolution. So yeah, using Seagal a whole lot of times in this with this guy. But yeah, but overall, the film itself, the beginning and the ending of this film are okay, but the middle of the film just got very boring. I mean, the beginning of the film, like I said, it's decent, and then so was the ending, but the middle of the film just got really boring. I mean, like, Bren Foster, I forget does he work with Seagal? Because he was told to take out the people who rat out, right? He was supposed to take out this one target, but it turns out it was the wrong person, right? So because of that, he ends up, I think he becomes homeless because I think Steven Seagal, he gave him a whole bunch of money, right? He gave him a whole bunch of money, but he doesn't use it though. He isn't. Why doesn't he use any of the money to buy clothes or food though? But it's only up until the end is when Seagal tells him use the money. So I guess he gave the money, but he doesn't use it though. But it's only when Seagal tells him to use the money towards the end. I'm like, why don't you just use the money like right now, But they shot the wrong person then. Because he's kind of homeless. But except that the money that Seagal gave him, why doesn't he use that money? And Danny Trejo, I think he plays a cook in that. He plays a cook. But he's kind of a good guy because later he was trying to help out this girl. He was trying to help out this girl who looks at him as kind of like a daughter figure to Danny Trejo, and then afterwards he gets stabbed, so he does die in this film. He gets stabbed, and Big Rhames, he's basically the main baddie of the film. I mean, Ving Rhames, acting wise, he's doing the best he can. I like Ving Rhames. He's done dialogue. He's done better in a lot of other films, like especially like in Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs. It's like maybe the president's gonna make me secretary of pussy, or in Dawn of the Dead, which I love. One of my favorite lines is when at the beginning when they enter the mall, is telling CJ, if I put my foot up your ass, is that your problem? Or we saw the other guy, Mickey Pfeiffer in the bathroom. It's like, why don't you go into the stall, say 5 Hail Marys, wipe your ass, and you and God can call it even. I mean, there's a lot of good dialogue that Ving Rhames has said, but he doesn't have that much good lines of dialogue in this movie, though. But like I said, he's doing the best he can in this film, because I like Ving Rhames. I don't think much of him. He hardly ever gives a bad performance. I mean, except when freaking Day of the Dead. Jeez, I think that's one of the worst ones he has starred in. But like I said, Day of the Dead. He wasn't the problem. It was with the cast. I mean, it's with the casting that he did, and the poorly bad script, and the horrible stuff in the film. Freaking vegetarian zombie. I'm not going near that movie. I'm done talking about that movie. Focus on this right now. Although, like I said, I will say though, I'd rather watch this than freaking Day of the Dead remake. Or what's worse, that film or any of these Steven Seagal movies? Out of the worst ones I've seen, that's a hard one to see. But the ones I did not overall minding and liking, easily to watch over Day of the Dead. Like Maximum Conviction, I can easily watch over that, or Urban Justice, Into the Sun, The Keeper, Pistol Whips, the ones that I overall liked, I easily watch over Day of the Dead remake. But there's some ones I think it's hard to say which is worse. Today You Die, Black Dawn, Submerged, The Foreigner, Against the Dark. So many ones that I just... Or Attack Force. those are hard for me to say. Is that worse than Day of the Dead remake? I know it's no comparison, different genres, so I'm just pointing out because that film pisses me off more though. So I know it's a different genre comparison though, but I'm just pointing out. Because the thing is, I started because Ving Rhames was in that though, but still, whenever I can talk about that film, I just get so enraged, off tangent, off topic, onto something else. So, but yeah. And then with Bren Foster, like I said, his acting is there though, but it's not the best though. But when he does martial arts though, it's pretty good. It shows this guy, because I think he was a Taekwondo world champion of Taekwondo. His action stuff is there. It is. It's pretty decent good, you know. Of course, the Steven Seagal, he just mostly does this all the time, you know. It's not much to him. He's just like, he's pretty much just like a one-trick pony, you know. He's a one-trick pony. He does a lot of this, and eventually a flip wrist or whatever. And then let's say about talk about the middle part. It gets so boring. Like, I don't always say this is confusing, like the plots, like I've seen it, like in like The Foreigner. But what was it? So that's what made it for the film. But the middle of it was pretty much boring. Because also Steven Seagal, he's not the main star. It's more Bren Foster. He's kind of like in and out, you know, but also deciding whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, even though he's a crime lord. But he's like kind of a good guy though. And Ving Rhames, he wants to try and take out Bren Foster and Steven Seagal. But even though Steven Seagal doesn't want to, because him and Ving Rhames are kind of like the same thing. But Steven Seagal has this code, you know, that's, you know, we should basically leave him alone, you know. But eventually, though, getting towards the end, you know, when Steven Seagal, when he shoots Ving Rhames, you know, which kind of like to think of the, it's kind of like Steven Seagal, he shoots Ving Rhames, but after, even before this is when I said about Danny Trejo, after he tries to help the girl, looks at him as a daughter, though, that's when he gets stabbed. But with Ving Rhames, you know, he gets shot by Seagal, and then when they look away, and then when they turn back, Ving Rhames is gone. You see just the blood that's on the floor, even bloody footprints. I'm like, he's still alive? But that never comes up because he's not in the sequel Absolution. Of course, not in the prequel as well, though. A good man. So, he just gets away, never to be seen again. He got shot. You see just the bloody footprints. So, he's still out there. But that's not in there. That doesn't get brought back up, though, in Absolution, though. So yeah, so Ving Rhames, you can say he's still alive, despite getting shot though. We see his blood where he got shot at, and then the bloody footprints, and then he's alive and never to be seen again. So that's kind of a weird thing they do. But it doesn't matter because he doesn't come back in the sequel Absolution. Yeah, but a Force of Execution, I just don't remember much because of the middle, because it was so boring. I honestly don't remember much of it. Like, it gets a little bit, it gets mixed, sprinkled martial arts, because also of actions, because they're kind of short. Not quick short though, but just like maybe a minute or two long, or but it's not 30 seconds. But whatever, but like Bren Foster, I mean, like why. Yeah, he killed the wrong guy accidentally. Killed the wrong guy though because the one guy he said was supposed to kill but was the wrong person. He ends up kind of being homeless. I mean, despite the fact that Seagal gave him all this money though, but he doesn't use it until the end is when Seagal says, "Use the money." Oh, and another funny dialogue that Seagal says, that he says he wants to retire, right? He wants to retire now. But he goes and says, "I'm a dinosaur." I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, you are. You are a dinosaur. You should have stopped with these direct-to-video films a long time ago. You are a dinosaur. You're past your prime, okay? Your good ones, your good ones, your golden ones, I always enjoyed. You know, those were You know, we were in your prime, you could say. But yeah, you are a dinosaur. Like I said, he does a couple of decent things, and one I did get a chuckle out of when he fights these two guys, and then he puts like one guy's head through a wall, leaves a hole in it. Okay, I did get a chuckle out of that, but still, it's just not much. Still, I mean, like I said, he can only do so much now. It's like just. But I don't like the film. It is a rant still because I'm not a fan of the film. I would not watch it again though. But how this film got two films, like a prequel and a sequel, is beyond me. I mean, even the title is A Good Man. I mean, like I said, Skull's a crime lord though. But is he a good man or not though? But I don't like this one. I don't care for at all. That's why this one's more of a mild, like a rant. You know, like I said before, lowercase A-N-T. You know, if it's a big rant, then the whole word would be uppercase, right? But since this one's like mostly it's not. This is a rant. Like, it's like the same thing where I reviewed Born to Raise Hell or Dangerous Man. They were kind of there, but I still don't like the films anyway. That's what I feel about this movie, though. But this one I don't like, though, because, like, well, first of all, it's a prequel, and it's also called It's a Good Man. So, how is he a good man since he's a crime lord, he's a bad guy, he's in and out? I don't know. I have no idea. Doesn't know what it wants to be, right? But yeah, but it's Force of Execution. It was, I mean, I like Ving Rhames, I like Danny Trejo. I mean, Steven Seagal was tolerable enough for me. It's not his worst performance. Like I said, Bren Foster, when he does his martial arts, is pretty good. Shows he is a professional martial artist. But his acting is not. But sadly, his acting, that wasn't much though. I mean, Keoni Waxman, just. These is, well. You're going to use Seagal for a couple more of his movies. Great. See more what this guy can, what this guy has not done already, I'm trying to say. But anyway, Force of Execution. But yeah, but then stay tuned for this one. This one I thought was really boring at all, and I'm not a fan of this one at all either. And plus it's a prequel, so it ends up becoming this though, but. Yeah, so for this one next. So, but this is my thoughts on Force of Execution. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and we'll see you next time. Later.